This is 1,000 kilometres of walking. From the forests outside Perth, through some of the tallest forests on Earth, sleeping night after night in simple bush shelters, sharing the track with wildlife that doesn't care who you are, walking through one of the most diverse places on the planet, and refuelling in quiet country towns along the way. Some days are easy, some days aren't. But every single day is a step closer to understanding why people walk. I'm Sean, and this is my solo through hike south. Alright, here I am at the northern terminus, about to start the Bibbulmun Track, a 1,000 kilometre hike from Kalamunda to Albany. So I started the Bibbulmun, the Bib, from now on, and left Kalamunda, and I've got about 10 kilometres to the first hut. This trail has been on my bucket list for years. I first crossed paths with it while riding the Munda Trail in the same country and forests. I remember thinking one day I'll come back and walk this during the wildflower season from August to November. How pretty is this? White and yellow flowers. Ooh. I'm swallowed by wildflowers. A colourful explosion of red, yellow, purple and white. I don't know their names yet, but I have to stop, look and take a photo. Beautiful grass trees, eucalyptus, casuarinas, a bit of bird life. The trail was signposted by a yellow triangular marker inscribed with the image of a snake or serpent called the Woggle. The Woggle is recognised by the Noongar people as the giver of life and carer of all freshwater sources. Right, coming up to tonight's accommodation. This is a Hewitt's Hill hut. At the start of the trail, every 10 kilometres or so, there's a 3-sided timber shelter. Solid, simple, dry, with a tin roof, wooden floor and rainwater tank. There are picnic tables and a long drop dunny, making it a luxury Bibbulmun style shelter. Most mornings start the same way, first light. Birds chirping like an alarm clock. Pack up slowly, no rush, no alarm clock. Morning fog hangs between the trees. All these wildflowers. Brilliant. A kangaroo crashes off to my left. The Boonerring Dam. Boonerring Weir Hotel. Having breakfast. Second one. coming through Perth Hills Discovery Centre. I stop often today, crouching down to have a proper look at the flowers. I stop at Ball Creek campsite for morning tea. Bronze wing pigeon. This is Helena hut, solid rammed earth. Having lunch, deciding whether I stay or move on. So I've set up the tent near the shelter, but I forgot pegs. So got the old rocks. I left Helena hut about 6:40, first one out, and got some options today. Voila or Berrican at 20 k's, and then another one at 31 k's. So we'll see how I feel, whether I push on. Anyway, bit of rain overnight, of course. My tent got wet inside, sleeping bag, mattress, but a great day today. So that's the campground stayed last night. All right, coming up to Voila hut, shelter. And a bit of an up and down day today, that's for sure. Oh, it hasn't been flat. There's the sign to tonight's accommodation. Woo! Hello to the hut. Yeah. Boonerring or Boonerring. View from Boonerring hut. Here's campsite at Boonerring. Good morning. Left Boonerring hut probably about 15 minutes ago. Been walking with another hiker and over Mount Dale and then to Brookton, I think is the hut. So just two huts today. About 21 k's, easing inwards, and then got to do some 31k days in the future. Anyway, lovely weather. Alright, starting the uphill to Mount Dale. pretty good. Here's a turn off to Mount Dale Hut. Okay. Get in there and have some lunch. Let's go to lunch and water stock up. So it's been another tough day. The climb up to Mount Dale hammies a little bit tight, and but it's been good since then. Trying to get my fluids up, but not enough drinking, and so a little bit soreness. Pack hasn't felt getting lighter. 5 days after tomorrow, so still got plenty of food and weight. Made it to another hut. Yippee! It's the most unusual setup. Is that it? Yep. And some tables out. Look what we got. Yes, come on. Good morning. All right. Left Brookton Hut. A few people there who were just overnighting because it's close to Mount Dale Road and Brookton Highway. Tent, very wet, dew overnight, so even the sling bag on top got a bit wet. Off to Canning, and then we're off to this alternative hut because they've done a fire break. So they've closed that section, which everyone says is a great section anyway. In a beautiful spot at the moment. So this is Abyssinia Rock. Yeah, it's quite big. Alright, coming in the Canning hut. Dry out tent, sleeping bag. Like everyone else. So we've got a diversion in place. Fire. I'm going to go the long way. Here's the tent set up at the Monodox alternative site. And it's in an old burnt scrub and a bright pink toilet over there. So just left the fire burnt area. And we've got some beautiful greenery after leaving that alternative campsite. Walking parallel to the highway, still got the noise. All right, we've rejoined the track. Bit of a detour for sure. On the way to Mount Cook Hut. Right to Mount Cook Hut for morning tea. All right, standing on Mount Cook. Woo! So we've got a bit of maybe mining. Just strip the hills away. Alright, I found the cave. It's nice and cool in here. But you wouldn't have found it unless people had marked it. Alright, found the cave, only because some locals had already found it before and marked it. Follow the marker. There to the hut. Boonerring hut. Sleepy pies. Someone's at the hut, so. Alright, here I am at Boonerring. Even got a chair. There's the hut down there. And found some more pigs. Left Boonerring early, 5:39. And so trying to get in some more Ks in the early morning. I haven't had breakfast and left Boonerring. I'm not sure what the next hut is. Is it Gringer Creek? And I'll have some brekkie there before heading on to Mount Wells. And a couple of hills or a couple of mountains after the Gringer Creek hut. All right. Willy wagged out. I'm just enjoying the scenery. You got stairs. Check out the hut. Gringer Creek. Everybody's gone. Coming through here before we reach Boonerring Hill. Just climbing to the top of Boonerring Hill, left the pack behind. Let's see what the view. Oh, solid rock, granite rock. Second in the big ones, climbing to the top of Boonerring Hill. Ooh, we'll get to the top and show you the view. So that's Mount Cook, the tallest peak over there. Fires in the distance, that's near where we were camped in the overnight camp, temporary camp. So that's a mine in the distance, huge, busy. So that's Mount Wells, I think. There's White Horse Hills, and I think it might be that one. So if you've liked it so far, why don't you subscribe, like and make a comment. I always try to respond to the comments as soon as possible. So give me the thumbs up. Cheers. Left White Horse Hills camp, slept in the hut with another lady, just two of us, two oldies, and up White Horse Hills at the moment, and then off to Mount Elm hut, morning tea, and then off to Chadoora. So I'll be in a Dwellingup tomorrow. Ponds on top. Beautiful. Wow, look at the colours. Here's my first. Near the top of Mount Wells. Yellow. How's the eye can see. Made it. Made it to Mount Wells. Let's get a bit of an observation deck. Cheers. Anyway, it's just a lunch morning tea stop. Oh, far out. Pretty nice, isn't it? All the yellow flowers. And downhill. Come straight at the hut. Here we have overnight at Chadoora. Surrounded by the bush. It is day 9. I have left Chadoora campsite. I'm the last one to leave today after my 2 cups of tea. So off to Dwellingup, about 19 k's. So not long to go, very flat, and we'll walk along a railway line, I'm sure. All right, I've got a couple of rest days in Dwellingup, so I'll send out these posts. All right, catch up, washing, shower. I've got one night in the cabin and one night in a motel and one night in the hotel. Beautiful along here. Yellow flowers again. Gorgeous. We're on the railway line. I didn't think it extended this far. Now, the train does not come this way, so we'll meet the end of where the train line finishes and turns around soon. There's a train on the train line. Looks like an oldie. This is the abandoned section, so. Oh. Hotham Valley at Millen. Coming in at Dwellingup. Inside waypoints.